Good morning, guys, and welcome to Communication Tools Q&A session. We're glad you have joined us. We're going to repeat, like we have in previous courses, the fact that this is self-paced, as well as all coursework is due by August 15th. And with that being said, I want to talk to you a little bit about the courses themselves of Google Drive and Apps in case you're actually in that course as well, and Communication Tools. These two courses will look a little bit different than the courses you have taken with Canvas and Google Classroom. There are more links inside of the Communication Tools. Why? Because those links are actually live links that when things are updated, that can be pushed down to your course. So that's simply the reason why when you find links inside of each of the modules, that's to assist you later, as well as give you resources to support your students in case you want to actually copy that and move it over to the course itself that you're teaching during remote learning. So there's a lot of benefits to having links themselves in the background of your modules. So just wanted to make sure that we pointed that part out. You'll also find on our homepage of the Communication Tools, just want to remind you that our contact information is there. We have pushed out a registration form for some fall PD. Want to let you guys know that the fall PD that is offered for independent coursework in the document that was sent out is the same information from these summer courses. However, they do not have the luxury of an orientation or a Q&A session. Those courses are technically on their own. So when you sign up and it says independent work, it is technically independent work. There won't be any orientations or Q&As. So we're going to go ahead and get started with your questions that you may have for Communication Tools, as well as letting you know that Lisa has already placed the attendance link for today inside of Communication Tools. So we can begin with questions if you have them. Lisa's going to start with the topics that this coursework covers, and that way if you have questions related to each one of those areas, we can then talk about it.
So as you have gone in and started to look at different modules and assignments for the different pieces of information and communication tools, let's first start with Remind. So Remind has some great features in the sense of the free version of Remind, and I see Miss Nancy Harry already asking about, can the county look into Remind? Right now it is a school site-by-site basis if in fact you want to utilize Remind in the fullest version. However, keep in mind, depending on the grade level you're teaching in, for instance, grades 3-12 have Canvas and there's an announcement feature that sits there, just like how we deliver our announcements to you. However, the Remind feature, again, is site-based or school-based in the sense of purchasing an actual plan. Is there any questions about Remind in the sense of the messaging to parents? It will be awesome as your virtual open house opens up if in fact you have a Remind set up. We're going to move on to how to use Class Dojo. Any questions on Class Dojo? Class Dojo is a little bit different than Remind. Remind is more text messaging based type of application. Class Dojo is sort of a little bit more on the elementary side in the sense of it can help with PBIS, it can help with digital portfolio, getting your student and your parent excited. It works great with different grade levels in bringing that continuity across teachers and grade levels. Any questions on Class Dojo before we move on? Okay, so how to use the Canvas apps. Teacher, parent and student, and peer observer. Miss Wilson, can you go a little bit further in explaining where you are in completing your assignments? Usually, if it will not allow you to move to the next module, somewhere in those assignments, you have missed viewing or submitting an assignment. So I hope that helps. If not, we need a little bit more detail. Canvas apps, teacher version is really great in the sense of you have that capability to use and grade from your devices. The parent Canvas app is great because you get to really see what the student and only their particular student and the coursework that they've turned in and the information that is there. The student and peer observer will be really useful for teachers who are grades 3-12, pairing the student with their parent so that the parent and student can work together with you to make sure students turn in assignments. Really good information for Canvas apps as we are coming close to the beginning of school. Okay, so next module, Parent Portal. Parent Portal has been around for quite some time. Parent Portal and the access ID for the student is important. Your data manager should be able to get that to you as you return to campus this next week in order for you to have that information ready for your parents. Parent Portal is a great way to keep up with attendance, grades, and communication with you. So hopefully you will be able to utilize Parent Portal to its fullest. Questions? Any? The next one is logging into NCEdCloud. So NCEdCloud Rapid Identity is the portal for you to get into your PowerSchool, your Canvas, your SchoolNet information. So logging into NCEdCloud is going to be imperative and very vital and important for not only you, the teacher, but your parents and students as well, as we endeavor on using Canvas for 312. Miss Wilson, we'll go ahead and masquerade you. If you'll just go ahead and email me, Cole, or Stephanie, and we will go ahead and look to see what the problem is specifically with you. Last module is how to log into Google email. Google email for some may be a little overwhelming because it's all new, but we tried to put things in chunks. So as you start developing your modules and assignments, keep that in mind. So smaller chunks, even though it may be a lot of assignments or a lot of things to look at, the smaller the chunks, the more confetti you get as you complete the assignments, which your students will really grasp nicely as they finish the different things you push out there. Okay, so completely open for questions. We know it's Thursday. We know we're close to the weekend. Okay, so today's attendance, I'm going to go ahead and put that link back in there for you. You know that in about a week's time, August 15th is the last day for coursework to be submitted. you have any problems, concerns, issues, or questions after we finish our Q&A today in a few minutes, you'll have the capability, remember, to always email, and we will get back to you as best we can. But it's been awesome to see everybody and being really engaged in the actual course. That was pretty cute, Miss Nancy Harry. Very true. This is the last weekend before we all go back to work. Monday is coming soon. So there's been questions in the sense of the fall PD. The fall PD that was sent out by Dr. Darlene Cummings is self-paced. There will not necessarily be any Google Meets. There will be video, discussion board, and assignments, in some based on what you sign up for. The Power Teacher Pro K2 course is dealing with the new K2 report card and is required for your pre-K2, or kindergarten 2 teachers. There is a required course for certified teachers. So hope that all of you have signed up. And then there are some other classification courses for beginner teachers, ILT 1s, classified staff, and then Miss Stephanie talked about the independent courses earlier in this Q&A. So yes, Miss Harry, the only ones that are required, there is one course required for teachers to start the school year. The others are available to you. There's a Power Teacher Pro grades 3-12, which will give you updates. However, it is not required. The Power Teacher Pro K2 is required due to the fact that the new report card will be done inside Power Teacher Pro. Miss Naomi, yes, the course layout will be very similar. You just will not have the Google Meet introduction orientation, Google Meet, as well as the Q&A. Now, you always have access to email us for sure, and we will walk side by side with you throughout the whole semester. So if in fact you go ahead and sign up, pay attention to the date releasing for the courses. Right now we're focusing on the teacher required course, and then later on in September, your Power Teacher Pro, your beginner teacher, and your classified teachers will have coursework. Any other questions about the modules for communication tools? All right, if there's nothing else and no other questions, we hope you have a great rest of the day and a great weekend.